I request Mr. Ashwini Kakkar to address all of us as our keynote speaker.
Into the world that we all live in, with a little new definition, a new twist to it. A lot of the global organizations are now starting to call this world of ours the VUCA world. What is this VUCA world that we live in? It is a world that is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. VUCA world. And it is such an interesting world where if we are not careful, we can deal with major issues on an ongoing basis every single day of our lives. In this world, it has taken us many centuries to get to a level where we have 1 billion visitors crossing national boundaries and going into different countries. But in this VUCA world of ours, the next billion customers across national boundaries are going to come within the next decade. And where are these next billion people going to come? They're not going to come from the bottom of the pyramid. They're not going to come from the top of the pyramid. They are going to come from the middle of the pyramid. So it's going to move much faster, and it's going to penetrate the middle levels of our society. Also, in the coming year, the total economy contributed by our businesses, our collective businesses, is going to be close to $7 trillion, which is going to be roughly 9% of the world GDP in this crazy world. And our business is probably the only business that is going to contribute to brotherhood between people, to a greater sense of peace and calm in an otherwise volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous world. The two key trends that are emerging at a holistic level are Asia moving to be 1/3 of the world's travel, making it the crucible of world travel. Whether it's outbound or inbound, Asia will be responsible for 1/3 of the world's travelers across the entire next decade. It has some serious ramifications, but we can deal with it another time. The second big trend, which I have talked about earlier also, is closer, shorter, cheaper, later. Whether it is in corporate travel or leisure travel, most of all in MICE travel, people are going to look at multiple trips. People are going to look at shorter trips, closer to home, and are going to book at the last minute. So closer, shorter, cheaper, later. These are the two holistic global trends. But as we come to the MICE market, let us start by just discussing the size of the MICE market. It is about $1/3 of $1 trillion, almost $340 million of business is contracted only in the MICE domain, meetings, incentives, conferences and exhibitions. Of this, about 70% is in the ASPAC region, Asia Pacific region, $70 billion. And if you look at India, India is minuscule in this at 1% of the global MICE market, just around the 3 billion mark. And India stands number 30 in the overall context of the countries that do MICE business.